Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and another paper crafting video. Today we are making wedding cards, and that's me on my wedding day. Maybe we could play a little game. Guess how long ago that picture was taken? Let me know in the comments below. These are the 3 cards we are going to be making with new products from Trinity Stamps, like this die right here, the Wedded Couple. It is a standalone die, which I love because you could buy just this die and have the perfect thing in your stash to go with what you already have to make wedding cards. I'm going to use something from my stash. It's this floral foiling die set. I think it's foiling floral, say that 5 times fast, to make a background. I have some prism foil. It's a silver foil with an iridescent finish. It is so pretty. I think it's perfect for the background on this card. So I'm actually going to hot foil this 2 times. So this is the first time in the upper right corner. I have my foil pretty side up onto my hammer mill cardstock. It's my current favorite for hot foiling. And then I have the plate face down. I put that whole thing face down onto my preheated Glimmer hot foil system, press the timer, put my spacers on top of that. When the timer goes off, I remove it, run it through the hot foil machine, and now I'm repeating that on the opposite corner to create a balanced background. If you are new to hot foiling and would like to see more, I have a lot of hot foiling videos. I'll make sure and put the playlist for that at the end of this video so you can check that out if you want to learn more about it. It's really fun. It's a gorgeous look for card making and for wedding cards. Loving that background. This is the new Mr. and Mrs. die set. This has the Scripty words die cut and a shadow layer, so you can use them with or without the shadow. I have die cut mine from some silver cardstock and I am mounting it onto a white shadow layer. There is also a shadow layer for your little tiny period dots at the end of these words, and you can configure them however they fit best on your card. So I'm going to kind of lay things out on my card before I adhere them together, which I do a lot for like planning out how things are going to go. Once I figure that out, I can glue the Mr. and Mrs. right to that black glitter paper of my die cut, and then I'm going to flip the whole thing over and add foam squares. Now, I like to use a lot of foam squares, but you do you. I really like a sturdy card, so that's why I have so many. If it's shocking to you, maybe you should think about getting your foam squares at the Dollar Tree, just like I do. All right, so the only thing not being popped up here is the little periods, and I think it's okay. It kind of makes them a little bit more subtle being glued down to the white background. Now, I want a border around this of black, but it's so much paper, and I feel like I'm covering up most of it, and I don't want to waste it. So I'm bringing in my A7 layering dies. These are made for making A7 size cards. If you're not familiar with A7, it's a 5 by 7 card. When the card is complete, it measures 5 inches by 7 inches. So I've cut out the middle of that with the die. These dies create an embossed edge, and I can save that for another card and just use this frame. The only thing is you want to remember to only put glue on the outer edge and not the middle of the piece you're gluing it to, because it makes a mess. Yeah, and I've done it, so I know. All right, we have some black licorice jelly hearts here. I love this heart collection from Trinity Stamps. I have them in most all the colors, and black embellishments make me so happy. I love them. It looks so elegant on this card, and this is a kind of card that you could have in your stash ready to go for a wedding or an anniversary, really, and it's in black and white, so it could go for anybody's wedding, right? Very traditional looking. So I have those little hearts glued in place around my sentiment, around the wedded couple, and I think it's so beautiful. Now, all we need to do is mount this to the card base. So again, I've taken a 10-inch by 7-inch piece of cardstock and scored it at 5 inches to create my 5 by 7 card, or A7 card. Gluing that down, and you can see I've got the matte of the white, then the black, then my card front, and I just love that extra little matte in there. It's like a little touch of class on your card. So here's the 2 new products I use, the Wedded Couple, the Mr. and Mrs. die set, to create this beautiful wedding card. Isn't it gorgeous? I love the glitter. I love the hot foiling. I love that my sentiment is with that silver cardstock and kind of like popped up. So pretty. All right, let's move on to card number 2, where I will be using the Happily Ever After stamp set. So again, this is a smaller set. You've got 3 different sentiments, and the dies are going to give you options with your sentiments, which is so cool. And then you have this wedded couple that's kind of that sketchy drawing, so you can really dress it up and have it be elegant, or it can be a little bit more plain, like maybe for a country wedding. It just has that style that's really versatile to it. So I've stamped mine with black ink on white paper, and I'm going to die cut them out, and that's it. I'm not even coloring this in. And you let me know what you think of it not colored, just in black and white on today's card. So notice the die cuts here. It cuts those 2 different sayings apart. The Happily Ever After is 3 pieces. Congratulations to the new Mr. and Mrs. 3 pieces. So you can use those however you want. Next, I am bringing in the Summer Blooms, which is a returning stamp set from a previously released kit. Here's some cards I made when I first got that kit last summer. I love this stamp set, and I'm so excited that Trinity Stamps brought it back for this release. I am going to use it on the next 2 cards in today's video. I think it's just playful and beautiful at the same time. So I have a peach colored piece of cardstock here. I'm taking the largest bloom from the Summer Bloom stamp set and inking that up with embossing ink. It's clear. And then I can sprinkle on some embossing powder. Now I'm going to stamp this 3 times. Reason number 1 is because I can, and I have the MISTI, so I do, and I'm OCD like that. And the second reason is because I want to emboss 2 different flowers. So I don't want the first one to dry before I get the powder on it. So yeah, I stamped it 3 times. Thank you very much to my beautiful MISTI for allowing me to do such things. And here you can see the powder sticking right there to that ink. And then this is going to make a beautiful background with those white embossed flowers. So now it's time to heat it up with my preheated heat tool. And that's going to melt that powder. It's going to be raised up and shiny, and embossing never loses its magic. It's such a cool technique. All right, now I have some splatter I'm adding. This is Sparkle Shimmer. It's from the Spellbinders shop. They have this kind of silks in many different colors in their shop. All right, now for my 2 sentiments, they're very thin, so it's hard to get like foam square on them. So I just die cut the die with some very thick cardstock to pop that up off of my card. It just gives it a subtle little lift off the card. For the married couple, I die cut that again from some silver cardstock and offset it to the right a little bit for a little shadow, and I love that look. A really fun way to use that die. Then I just glue down my sentiments. They're going to be popped up a little bit very subtly, and then the couple is popped up a little bit higher, so I love the different layers and dimension on here. All right, time to embellish. My first embellishment on this card are some more jelly hearts. These are the Peachy Keen. They look so good with this card, but it's not the exact color, and I think that that's okay. It's like a darker shade. Also, these hearts are a bit translucent, so the color of the cardstock is going to show from behind. It helps them match more than you would think because of that. All right, now I have some silver cord. I'm tying that in a bow, and I'm going to stick it right below her kind of bouquet for an additional embellishment. I used to put bows on all my cards. It was the thing back then, so this kind of reminds me of that, but I think it's really pretty, a soft little detail on this card. So this is also going to be a 5x7 card, this time only with 1 layer and a white card base. And I think, you know, the white is so classic, it's going to go with any card. Most of my card bases are white. So there we go, finished card number 2. Now I have 2 wedding cards on hand. I only need to know some people getting married now. Yeah. All right, so what do you think of card number 2 with the white embossing in the background? I think it's very, very beautiful. All right, card number 3, we're back to using the Wedded Couple die set. I couldn't help myself. I had to make a shaker card. Shaker cards are my favorite. I have the smaller of the blooms from the Summer Blooms stamp set, and I'm going to stamp this in all 4 corners of this panel with the Wedded Couple already die cut out. I wanted to die cut the couple first because I thought I could use that die cut on another card and then it wouldn't have the stamping on it. So that's why I die cut it first, stamped it second, and I think that this is another fun background. I'm going to emboss it, but this time I'm going to use a different powder. This is Silver Pearl powder from Ranger, and this kind of, when you turn it in the light, it's going to pick up the color, similar to like maybe how hot foiling is. It looks different as you turn it in the light. You can see more of that shimmer and shine in it. And this is a pearl color, so you're almost going to get like a rainbowy type effect, just a little bit of like iridescence. So it's very, very cool powder. You see that? When you turn it, you get more shine. So fun. All right, so to make a shaker, I need to add a window sheet to the back of this so you can see into the card, see the shaker elements. I have cut my window sheet just a little bit smaller than my card, and that's going to give me that window that I need. I have this pearl paper pack, and this piece is embossed with this really elegant pattern that I thought is perfect for a wedding card. So that's going to be the backer of my shaker, but I need space for my shaker elements. So I have some foam tape here, and I'm going to create a frame, and once again, lots of foam tape because that's how I roll. Inside of that frame, I have added some micro beads. I have had these for 100 years, and then I can peel the backing off of my foam tape and add my background, and this is going to make a beautiful shaker. Let's listen in. Isn't that cool? I love how those microbeads sound. So I'm going to link some microbeads for you below from my Amazon shop, and you can add them to your shaker cards. Even if you put other things in there, they go really well with other shaker bits. So now I have made a silver frame, just as I did on the first card. I made the black frame. I didn't want to waste my silver paper, and I actually used it to die cut out Best Wishes. Now I'm cutting it from the center. That's so I could also use that panel for something else later and mount something over it. I die cut out the shadow layer from vellum this time. This is the Best Wishes, and it has, you can continue the sentiment, or you can use just Best Wishes. So I think it says Best Wishes on your wedding day. That's what it says. So I love that you can use it either way, and Best Wishes could be used for other things. This, you know, like I said, could be an anniversary card as well. So I'm adding the top to the eye, which by the way is called a tiddle. If you didn't know that, Tiddle. Fun fact. I'm going to glue these down to my card. The best is going to fit perfectly over there on the right hand side, and then the wishes will overlap a little bit. I like overlapping elements in my card. It just helps it feel more symmetrical, and I love the scriptiness of this sentiment with the shadow layer. It's just beautiful. Okay, let's embellish. Here are the boiled sugar jelly hearts. These are clear. Crystal clear. This is another thing that makes me happy. Just having like generic embellishments or neutral, they go so far. It's like a staple in the craft room. So these are so shiny and pretty, and they're going to pick up that color from behind once the glue dries and just be gorgeous. So I am just scooting those around with my pickup tool from Trinity Stamps until they are straight, and that's why I love putting them on with liquid glue. Okay, so this is getting put down onto my A7 size card, and there is card number 3. These cards were really easy to make, and I had so much fun just thinking about weddings and thinking about my own a little bit. It was a few years ago, several maybe. So let's just chat about that in the comments below. You can guess how long I've been married based on that picture at the front of the video. Let me know what you think, and maybe share a little bit about your own. How long ago were you married? It's definitely been a while for me. I'll give you that hint. All right, I will see you guys very soon on the next video. Happy stamping. Bye.